Hi friends, I have a basket, so let's go to the garden. On my Facebook page, this will probably go out on Facebook and YouTube. I always post Farm Friday pictures, so you get to see kind of what's going on the farm. But, you know, I only post the good ones, right? So you don't see the weeds and the heat and all that stuff. So anyway, I thought it might be kind of fun and more, you know, realistic to just kind of take you along and show you. So we're gonna see the garden, and we're not gonna judge. Okay? Okay. But before that, I'll show you something new on the farm. You'll see this on Farm Friday, but I'll show you on the video. Yesterday we got a new corral system. Oh, we have needed a corral for quite some time. We have steers that are about ready to sell, and then while we were going to Alaska, Jacob's mom had a couple little boy calves born, and you know, they were over a week old before we got back, so catching them to tag and band and all that wasn't as easy, so we definitely need a corral system for that. So that's the new corral system. Now I can tell you how great it is because it does look pretty, but let's do some real life talk here. We bought the cheapest one because that's what we could afford currently, and get what you pay for. So it was a whole lot like putting together IKEA furniture. Yeah. And I mean, the whole experience of IKEA furniture, if you think about like quality, price, and instructions, there were no instructions. Anyway, we have a new corral, and we like it. Harvest some peppers. All right, this is the point where I remind you about the no judging part, right? So this is, we're not going to talk about the grass and the weeds, right? We have sweet potatoes. We're going to do something about the weeds. We need to. We have some really nice, I think these are Carmen, I think is what they're called. Yeah, and the tags in there in the weeds somewhere. I'm excited. They need to turn red though. On the other side of that weed is my beautiful lavender. Love that. I did have a lavender plant die this year. Couldn't be because of the weeds. No, couldn't have been. Anyway, it was a couple years old, but it didn't make it back this year. We replanted it. Anyway, well, on to nice looking things. We have a lot of these jalapenos that I need to pick. I have help. Okay, we got a whole bunch of jalapenos picked off of that plant. This whole garden bed has all just gone to seed and weeds. This is where I had that is a giant Japanese beetle over there. We've been having lots of Japanese beetles. Anyway, I had lettuce and kale and spinach planted in there, and I'll plant some again as we get a little bit cooler. You can replant lettuce and everything all year, but well, all except for the dead of winter, it won't continue to grow then. But in the summer, I find if I plant it in the heat of the summer, it just bolts before I can really do anything. Sheep. We have one of our sheep that really needs sheared over there, and it's been a situation. I've been in contact with two people who do sheep shearing over the last few months, and I thought we had things lined out, and then they just ghosted me. They just stopped. I don't know. They're busy. I don't know what's going on. So if you know of anybody that does sheep shearing in our area, let me know. Here is our bell pepper bed. It's not as bad with the weeds. I mean, still pretty weedy. That's how it is in July here. But I do have several really nice bell peppers that need to come off. So look at that plant. Isn't that crazy? This is a new variety I'm trying this year. It's called a Better Bells. Where did that? Oh, here's the tag. Yeah, Better Bells. I've grown a lot of California Wonders, and a lot of people do grow those around here, but I'm just not overly crazy about the flavor. These look really nice, so I'm excited to try them. There was a lot of bell peppers on those 4 plants. So I think we have some leftover brisket from our 4th of July party. I think I might make some stuffed bell peppers for dinner tonight. So these, I haven't picked any of these yet. They are getting pretty big, but they're actually supposed to be an orange pepper. I mean, all peppers start out green and then turn their desired color. But they're either yellow or orange, I don't remember. We have 4 green ones, 4 yellow orange ones. Tag's probably there somewhere. And then these are the purple beauty, I think is what they are called. They're the purple ones. They were actually done first this year. The tomatoes are unruly, so I don't like tomatoes. I don't like, I like tomato sauce. I don't like fresh tomatoes. I also do not like growing tomatoes because the plants are itchy and, you know, most people around here love growing tomatoes. That's not me. That's not me. So they get wild and unruly, and I'm really terrible about not pruning them the way they're supposed to be, and not, you know, basically not gardening at all like the rules say you should. But we have lots of tomatoes. We will have lots of tomatoes, and I'm gonna make salsa, and that'll be just fine. I do have 2 little jalapeno plants here. I actually planted those because we were going on vacation and I didn't think that we were going to have water set up to the other one, so I thought I might lose them. So this bed does have an automatic water system, and actually these are the plants that are struggling because the tomatoes are out of hand. But you know, you can garden incorrectly and still get a bountiful harvest. So don't let people be like, you're doing this wrong, because whatever. You know what? I truly believe plants want to grow, as long as, you know, I mean, there's, you know, soil conditions and different things, you know, that do affect it. But for the most part, do it incorrectly. It's fine. Just grow something. Alright, moving over here to these big raised beds. These are also all on a water system. I just need a few cayennes. I want to make some hot sauce with the jalapeno peppers that are down in the bottom of this. These are a few from the smaller plant. My youngest son, his favorite hot sauce is the jalapeno. So sometimes I'll put green cayennes in it just to keep the color consistent. Doesn't really matter. But I do have some red ones I need to pick anyway. So, again, we don't judge the weeds. We just look past them. Anyway, I'm going to grab a few cayennes. That's no good. That's good. Those are tiny. They're probably going to be real hot. They're tiny. Alright, I got 4 or 5. It's just enough to kick up the heat. It's not enough to really do much. So, anyway, what else can we scavenge? Oh, let's go look at something that's not doing so great. Before we get that in there, that is doing really great. That is mint. Don't ever plant that out of a pot because it'll take over. I put that water fountain in, but it's a little too powerful and it sprays out all of its water, so need to fix that. All right, these cucumbers. I don't know if I have a tag. I don't know what variety they are. They are not Market Moors. That's what I know. I know that they're not Market Moors because I normally grow Market Moors, and Market Moors are absolutely prolific, and they make really great pickles or fresh eating. These are not them. I bought these, I think at Menards. Anyway, it says it was a good pickling one. But they go from like little to this, like, it's hard to make like jar pickles. Maybe they would make slicing pickles. I'm not sure. While we were gone to Alaska, it got way over watered. We've got a lot of damage. So yeah, I don't know about the cucumber situation this year. It might not, Walmart sells pickles, so same over here. I mean, these probably make really great just sliced pickles. That's probably a good size for just like hamburger pickles, but not what I'm used to. So I don't know if it was a variety or just the situation. It is still over watering. I mean, it's going to be really hot today. It's in the morning, but it's going to be hot today. My garden waters at 5 a.m. and it's taken a few hours to like leak out. This bed's a hot mess. Yeah. So what do we got in here? We got Carolina Reapers. Oh, there's ghost peppers over there. They're not ready. They're always a little bit later. They got Carolina Reapers, and look at all these tomato plants that I did not plant. So last year, this was my tomato bed, and these are all volunteers, and along with a lot of weeds, and I've just kind of let them stay and do their thing. They'll probably crowd everybody out, and I'll probably have to eventually get rid of them. But I really do like volunteer plants. Volunteer plants, they came up in the soil that you planted last year, so they know stuff. They're the OGs. They've been around the block, and they know some stuff. They know some stuff about your soil. They know some things about your weather conditions. They probably know some things about me, some secrets they could say, right? But anyway, they tend to just be a little bit hardier and resistant. If you're going to save seeds, and I don't even remember if that's a heirloom variety or what it is, but saving seeds from volunteer plants are even better, because like I said, they know a few things about your garden and about your life. So anyway, we don't have anything to pick over here. There is a massive cucumber over there, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe, what do you think? Should I pick those and just slice them and make those it would be something. It'd be something, yeah. Somebody needs to weed this. Somebody needs to tie these up. This garden needs a gardener. That's for sure. Along with growing a massive amount of weeds in this garden bed and a few marigolds, just to help out the ecosystem situation. These are shishito peppers. They're a sweet Japanese pepper. My son picked him out. He likes Japanese things. He's got a bonsai tree. Anyway, he picked these out and wanted to grow them. Actually, they're pretty tasty. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. We had picked a few of those. That's weeds and some flowers. This is not what it said it was. So these are, I'm not sure what these are. They're either ornamental peppers or they're Tabasco. Not 100% sure. But I know it's not what the tag said. The tag when I bought them at Menards said that they were Anaheims, and that is clearly not Anaheims. Over here in this hot mess, don't you love that we're just being real, don't you? And this video is just probably making you feel so much better about your own garden. It's okay. So this is where obviously potatoes lived. We had kind of an ant infestation. I don't know what that was all about. Those are some serious like pokeweeds or something that needs to be taken out. Anyway, we had some that got ate up, so I just threw them in here. They're you should take them out. Like, that's what you should do. You should do something with them, compost them, do something. Anyway, that's not what I did. What I did is I threw a random, well, there were more, but not all of them came up, few pumpkin seeds in the garden, and we're gonna have pumpkins. See, even if you're a bad gardener, you can have pumpkins. Yeah, that's the cat and the basil that is fighting going to seed and Japanese beetles. Hang in there, hang in there. Never had Japanese beetles before. This is my first experience. I did have blister beetles a few years ago that tried to eat everything that I planted. But these Japanese beetles are just as bad, if not worse than them. It's like they just, so this is an apple tree, and they haven't touched it. It's like, it looks fine. And then literally next door, they have absolutely destroyed. Like, can you see? I was gonna flip the camera, but it's so bright out here, I can't figure out where the button is to do that. I'm a great vlogger. So that is that. We're spraying them. I've got some Mother's Earth, I think is what it's called, stuff. That's helping. It's supposed to make the the leaves taste a little bitter, so that's fine on the orchard. Not so fine on the basil, because I mean, I don't want them to taste bitter, and you know, you eat the leaf part, so I have to be a lot more careful about what I put on there. I have put some diatomaceous earth on there, and we got some beetle trap bags, and those are working real great. They do attract every beetle in the county, so we put them away from the garden, but hang it in there. Anyway, folks, that's a look at the garden, how things are going here on the farm. That's not part of my, you know, Farm Fair Friday post that I post on Facebook and all the pretty pictures. This is more a realistic look at, hey, we've got lots of weeds, and it's, I don't even tell, I'm sweating. We've got a soil class at the extension we're going to go to in a couple hours. I think it's at lunchtime. So here's a good time to do a shameless plug for your local extension office. Use them. They have lots of really great resources. Jacob's on the board for a local one. If you want to be involved, contact your local extension office. They always need some help. So anyway, see you next time, friends. Bye.